Since 1960s, soybean production worldwide has increased 13 times over, and now in the US alone, over 90 million acres are dedicated just to soybeans. Honeybees are not commonly spotted foraging or flowering soybeans. However, during a 4 weeks long blooming season, under a thick canopy of soybean leaves, there are many small white or pink flowers, and that's where the honeybees forage for nectar and pollen, hidden under a thick leafy canopy. According to the recent 2022 Ohio State University study, for any apiary within a mile from soybean farm fields, in summertime, flowering soybeans will be a major and preferred source of nectar and pollen for the honeybees. The annual honey yield potential for soybeans is up to 250 pounds per acre. Midwestern states have the highest soybean production, and they also currently account for most of the honey produced in the U.S. In 2020, just North and South Dakota, Minnesota, and Iowa together produced almost half of the nation's honey. So a very sizable portion of the US produced honey actually comes from flowering soybeans. But have you ever seen a honey jar on the store shelves properly labeled as soybean honey? You don't see soybean honey label anywhere because such honey is either unknowingly or deliberately mislabeled, and the most common mislabeling is clover honey. There's a reason why no conventional apiary wants to disclose the honey they sell as soybean honey, and would rather hide its real identity behind an innocent wild clover. A proper soybean honey label would have immediately shown that this honey came from conventional soybean farm fields, which would also mean that this honey still retains the following standard pesticides used in soybean farming. Herbicides, the likes of Roundup or newer neonics, are applied almost universally in 98% of soybean farm fields. At forestbeehive.com, you can refer to multiple studies how herbicides harm the bees. They don't do any favors for human health either. Mislabeling soybean honey as clover honey definitely helps in marketing such honey, but it also unfairly discredits good old wild clover. Hi, I'm Boris the Bee Guy from Forest Beehive Apiary in central Maine. Here, we're right next to a large wildlife sanctuary and we have no pesticides for miles. Instead of a standard manicured lawn, here we have quite a bit of wild clover. Maintaining standard lawns requires considerable time, money, extensive watering, and the use of polluting human-engineered chemicals like herbicides. We strive here for the cleanest possible habitat for our bees, so we avoid using any herbicides. And here we have pure wild clover that pollinators love. And here our bees are foraging on long-flowering St. John's wort, or goldflower. And here's another favorite for our bees, flowering burdock and sumac. Earlier major sources of nectar and pollen that our honeybees preferred starting from early spring included red maples, dandelions, blackberries, and also milkweed. In the fall, it would be asters and goldenrods. Many conventional apiaries rely on monofloral agricultural honey flows and harvest several times a year, often artificially boosting their honey yield with supplemental sugar feedings. Our honey is multifloral, naturally foraged. Here we practice good old-time benevolent beekeeping, never stressing the bees to overproduce with supplemental sugar feedings and never exchanging their own honey for sugar. Our local bee colonies are never subjected to any treatments with human-engineered chemicals or acids or oils. We only harvest surplus honey in the fall, leaving enough honey for the bees to overwinter. When harvested in the fall, the honey has fully matured, as the bees' enzymes had enough time to work their wonderful magic. Thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe.